From his first 4 small crops, he was the #2 sire in North America and Europe on apex figures, splitting Galileo and Warfront. He just looks the part. He exudes class. He looks like Northern Dancer. I mean, it's impossible to get better than that. When you know a horse is this good, you have to be able to push the chips out on the table and to play that hand. He's a superstar.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Spa Babies, presented by Spendthrift, the Breeders' Farm. I'm Dan Illman, along with Nicole Russo, and let's throw up the field for the Spa Baby race on Woodward Saturday. We kick off the card, the last Saturday card of the 2019 Saratoga meet, with 2-year-olds going 1.16 miles on the inner turf. And our friends at Spendthrift, their stallions are represented by the 2, Maya Monai, who is by Temple City, and the 6, Solmoon, by Malibu Moon. Nicole, let's start things off with a horse with a truly international pedigree. That's the #1, King's Honor, by Kingman, who stands overseas. Kingman already has 2 debut winners this meet for trainer Chad Brown. The dam's a half to Awesome Act, who shipped over here to win the Gotham on dirt, but there is so much class in turf, the family of Machiavellian and several other European champions.
Yeah, and Machiavellian, of course, went on to be the sire of Street Cry, that phenomenal international sire. Kingman was the European Horse of the Year for his 3-year-old campaign when he won 4 Group 1 races at 7 furlongs, a mile. I don't think the 1.16 miles is out of his scope at all. This is his second crop of 2-year-olds, and he already has a classic winner in Europe. I think Jonathan Thomas has put a nice bottom, a nice foundation in this one to go 2 turns on debut, and I like that Javier Castellano's aboard.
I also like this inside post on the inner turf. If Javier is able to break with King's Honor, he should be able to save some ground in a forward position. The 2 is Ma'amonai, who is by Spendthrift stallion Temple City. This is a $50,000 yearling. Temple City does fine with juvenile debut runners. Overall, a good turf sire. He was a good turf horse in his day. This has been a very productive dam. She's foaled 6 winners from 10 runners, and the dam's a half to the deputy winner of the Santa Anita Derby and Japanese Derby winner, King Kamehameha.
Yeah, and you know what? We remember the deputy for winning the Santa Anita Derby, obviously one of the horses in this family that gives you confidence in this one's route ability. But, you know, the deputy began his career running on turf in Europe, and in his first start in the U.S., he won the Hill Rise going a mile on the Santa Anita turf. Tons of route ability in that female family, and Temple City, just such a solid turf sire. Grade 1 winners like Bolo and Annals of Time just this season alone.
Quick half-mile breeze most recently for this colt. Kendrick Carmouche can be aggressive coming out of the gate. I wouldn't be surprised if this one shows some early speed. The #3 is Skano, and this is a son of Bernardini. And look at the Bernardini's first-time turf, only 3% winners. You make up for it on the female side of the family, however. The dam Sarah Lynx shipped over to Woodbine to win the Pattison Canadian International against the boys. She has already thrown a stakes-placed turf router in France. I have to admit, not a fan of the Bernardini's first out. I might want to take a wait-and-see approach.
Yeah, me as well. You know, Bernardini, a solid 2-year-old sire, and this one should certainly relish the distance, but I might prefer this one with a little more experience and time. Sarah Lynx was unstarted till she was 3, but what a mare she was. A millionaire, won the Canadian International at 1.5 miles, was a Group 2 winner in France at the same distance, broke her maiden going even farther, 13 furlongs, raced in Canada, France, Germany, Hong Kong, Japan. Just a cool race mare.
I don't think any racing fan or horse player would be surprised if Chad Brown has another runner in the #4 Structor. This is a son of first crop stallion Palace Malice, and all this one sold for was for $850,000 in March after breezing in 21-1. The dam, a full sister to More Than Real, who won the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies turf, and I would expect this one to take a lot of money.
Yeah, and More Than Real, now a stakes producer in Australia, which certainly bodes well for her full sister. We've got this statistic here that Palace Malice is 0 for 3 with his first turf runners, but remember, he did have a horse cross the line first in one of these turf routes this meet and get disqualified for interference. I think they can run on the turf. Palace Malice, being a grandson of Smart Strike, definitely should relish the distance. And again, I think a nice bottom underneath this one on the work tab to be able to go that distance first out for Chad Brown.
Perhaps the number 5, Eternal Summer, is a late bloomer. He is a May foal by the first crop sire Summer Front, who I believe just got his first stakes winner the other day. The dam won routing on the turf, and while this one didn't do much in his career debut for Todd Pletcher, I like the fact that Johnny Velasquez takes the mount.
Yeah, I do like that. He definitely must improve off that debut, but I'm sort of always willing to give young horses a mulligan for their first start. Sometimes it takes them a while just to get their head in the game. I do think this is what the Summer Fronts want to do, go long on the turf. And as you mentioned, he did just have his first stakes winner the other day at Saratoga in the With Anticipation.
The number 6, Soul Moon, has a lovely pedigree, and he has experience, which gives him an edge over some of these first-time starters. By Spendthrift Stallion Malibu Moon, a $220,000 March 2-year-old in training purchase out of a productive dam who has foaled 4 winners from 5 runners. But look at the dam siblings. Excelebration, a multiple Group 1 stakes winner. Lancaster Bomber, a Group 1 stakes winner. And this horse just got pipped ahead in the debut. I think he benefits from that effort and should run very well for Bill Mott.
Yeah, and many times we talk about how the Bill Mott horses improve second time out. Obviously a route-oriented family on both sides. And you mentioned the dam's half siblings, 2 very cool horses. Excelebration just had the misfortune of being born in the same year as the great Frankel, placed behind that unbeaten horse in 5 group stakes. When he got away from that one, not only was he a classic winner in the German 2000 Guineas, he was a Group 1 winner in England and France. Lancaster Bomber won from 7 furlongs to 1.25 miles, getting his Group 1 win in the Tattersall's Gold Cup, placed in 6 other greater Group 1 events while traveling around the world. Just 2 outstanding horses.
The number 7 is a Stronach stable homebred, Hard Sting, by Hard Spun, good turf stallion. No surprise, being a son of the great Danzig. The dam was a Grade 3 stakes winner on the synthetic, very capable on the turf she was. The second dam, Perfect Sting, won the Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Turf. Now, I think they were just prepping this horse in his debut sprinting. They put blinkers on last time out. He showed a lot more early speed, and they wrapped up on this horse late, like maybe he did bleed, and they're giving him Lasix for the first time. I think this horse has some price potential.
Yeah, and he certainly ran better, going the 2 turns the second time out in the same race as one of your favorites, Soul Moon. No surprise there. We've discussed quite a bit that the Hard Spuns seem to prefer going long, and this is definitely a route-oriented female family. The family of Smart Sting and Perfect Sting.
The number 8 is Powwow Prince, and this is a son of Cairo Prince who's beginning to find his footing with his juvenile debut runners. He's had a couple of them over the past few weeks. He's done very well with his first turf runners, and maybe that's where the future of his progeny lie, on the grass. This is a classic Mary Lou Whitney family, Birdstone, Birdtown, a lot of graded stakes and class in this family. Norm Cassie, I think, does a good job with first-time starters, and I wouldn't be surprised if Powwow Prince at a price can sneak into your exotics at the very least.
That's how I'm judging this one too. I'd maybe prefer this one with a start under his belt. The Cairo Princes usually perform better second time out. That said, I do think Cairo Prince adds turf ability to what is a very route-oriented female family. Should handle the ground, should handle the trip. And again, Norm Cassie looks to have put a nice work tab foundation under this one to have him fit to go that distance first out.
We kick off the final Saturday of the Saratoga 2019 season and the early late pick 5 on Woodward Saturday with our Spa Baby race. Who do you like?
This one feels pretty chalky to me. I'm going to go with Structor for Chad Brown to edge Soul Moon. I like the way, I like the work tab on this horse. I think those are going to go off your two favorites. Behind them in the exotics, I'll use Powwow Prince and King's Honor to maybe do a little bit of running behind them at a price.
I'm going to try to beat Chad. I know it's probably folly to do so. He's winning everything at this meet with these kind of horses. I liked Soul Moon's debut. I like the foundation that he received in that race. You got to love his pedigree. I think he can get it done perhaps as the slight second choice in this race. And maybe underneath you can consider horses like the first-time starter for the late Mrs. Whitney, Powwow Prince, and Hard Sting, who improved first time out. So I'll take a chance against Chad. 6-8-7-4 in our Saturday Spa Baby race presented by Spendthrift, the Breeders' Farm.